Happy Friday. So I thought I should show you what my life is really like. You ready?
We asked 100 women. You should never marry a man who doesn't love what?
Dogs.
His mother.
You should never marry a man who doesn't love his mother.
Ooh.
His family.
His family.
Family.
Oh. What if it's dogs? So did you guys watch Family Feud? Good answer, good answer. This is what I did. Alex went to his mom's house. I'm uploading my video, so I thought I would watch a little Family Feud. And I'm eating hummus and this layered bean dip. Oh, she said dogs. Dogs was not on it! Dark side! I'm God Warrior! Doesn't love itself. I love the Game Show Network more than I love life. Honestly, I do.
Listen to this question.
On Sunday, there's a Let's Make a Deal marathon in case you want to watch
Fill in the blank. We asked 100 women. You should never marry a man who doesn't love what?
Dogs.
To work.
You want to see my favorite part coming up? Here, I'll show you. She's pretty, and she looks like Julianne Moore.
Animals.
Dogs! I said dogs.
Animals.
Oh, yes, I would have won it! I would have won it! This is my favorite part right here.
Number 7.
The nasty.
That one threw me off. I'm sorry. Number 6.
Money. You have to say it too. Cooking food.
This one is so obvious. Number 1.
You, me. I'm such a weirdo. This is my total life. This is my life watching Family Feud. What's your favorite game show to watch? I don't even know what shows they have on here anymore. But I'm trying to upload my video. Oh, it's ready. So that I can... I have to go run some errands really quick. Okay, so this is done. Ooh, self-respect and being a doormat. People really aren't watching my so-called Healthy Life channel. Do you guys think that I should let go of it? Just so you guys know, like, so I'm about to upload this video. It's called Self-Respect and Being a Doormat. For all those YouTubers out there complaining that their videos are not monetized. And, well, I'm not going to show you the computer, but it's demonetized. So I have to go in here and I have to request a manual review, which they will do. And within 24 hours, it'll be monetized. But my first views on it won't be monetized. So it happens to everybody's videos. It's not like it's happening to any specific video. Because I can tell you, I talk about how to be more confident and have self-respect. It's like not like I'm talking about anything in there that's dangerous. You know what I mean? So... I actually think the words that trigger it... I just thought I saw something moving in the background. Did you guys see that? I actually think the words... Because I'll tell you what I have this video tagged. I have it tagged... Peter Monn, My So-Called Healthy Life, Weight Loss, Diet, Motivation, Inspiration, Self-Respect, Self-Esteem, Self-Concept, How to Have Better Self-Esteem, Confidence, How to Be Confident. I actually think diet is the one that sets it off on this channel. Because when I put on there, like, I've lost, like, if I put on there I've lost like 8 pounds, like, it demonetizes it. Make sure this is the right
Hey guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, My So-Called Healthy Life. And today I'm in my office. Yes, baby, I am here.
Okay. Public. Publish. The video is published. Now I'm hoping.
For millions of baby boomers, there's a serious virus out there that's been almost forgotten. It's hepatitis C. One in 3 boomers has
Trying to get this video together and it just won't finish.
years without symptoms.
I have to have it up though before I can leave because I have to.
That's all baby boomers get tested.
So they took the YouTube editor away, which is so crazy to me. And I Googled to look up why they took the YouTube editor away. And they said nobody was using it. And I'm like, I use it. So now I have to go through iMovie, which takes 10 times longer to splice a video together. Which I don't even edit my videos, you guys know that. But what happens is, like if I make a video that's over 17 minutes and 6 seconds, which is why on my main channel, I try to keep all of my videos at about 17 minutes. If I go over that, it splits it into 2 videos, okay? Which means I have to put them together again before I can upload them. Well, on Video Editor on YouTube, I would just upload each part, put it together, and upload it. It was real easy, but they took that away. Why would you take it away even though like people weren't using it? Because some people were. So now I use iMovie, but it takes twice as long. Like literally iMovie, the process is 10 times longer than, well not 10 times longer, but it takes me, I mean before I would have had these videos already up. It takes me 2 to 3 times as long as it would have taken me on I missed the question on Family Feud. It takes me 2 to 3 times as long as it would have taken me before. So I just have to sit here and wait for it to render, so. My life is so difficult. I've had a good day today so far. I had a couple meetings that I had to have that didn't really pan out, but that's okay. And I actually slept in a little bit, which was nice today. And then I made my videos in my office, and then I came home. Alex went to his mom's house. I'm trying to get my stuff done so I can go there, which is like why I'm trying to get this video up. Because I was going to go visit with his mom, but I don't know how long he's going to be out there, so I might just let them visit and then go there on the weekend or something like that. Maybe we'll go out there on Sunday. I have a lot of stuff on Sunday. So anyway. Well, I have nothing I can do until this video's up, so. I wore a hat all day, can you tell? I look like shit. But that's okay. I think it's better when I put it in there. I go through the mail. Here I am. Stupid. 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 Alex's. Stupid. We get so much junk mail. Do you guys get so much junk mail that you just hate it? Ugh. 25% off dog costumes. Oh, look at that one little baby. He wants to be a police officer. Here I am. Walking like a hurricane. Oh, that's just wasted paper. Oh my god, look at these Hardee's sausage biscuits. Have you guys ever seen Hardee's sausage biscuits? They have the best. You guys, I haven't had meat or fast food now in like 70 days. I can't believe that. It's like, I think it's like 68 days today, actually. I never took my medicine this morning. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, say, can you see? Are you guys like, here's my allergy medicine. Are you guys like planning exciting Halloween stuff to do? Are you? What kind of Halloween stuff are you planning to do? My vitamin D vitamins. My allergy medicine, which I have to let melt on my tongue. The aloe vera stuff. But I really noticed it earlier that I hadn't taken it, so I guess I really do need it. Hungry eyes. This is like truly what my life is all about. I was gonna kind of clean up my stuff a little bit. I wore this brand new shirt. So Target has a new men's brand. It's called Goodfellow. I don't really love it, to be honest with you. It's okay. It's like trying to be a classier version of what it was before. But it's kind of boring. But their shirts feel exact. I mean, I wonder almost kind of like if it's the same brand as that Merino or whatever they had before. So here are my books that I'm reading right now. Helter Skelter. The Library of Souls, which I'll probably finish tonight. And the first book in the Witch's Sister series, Witch's Sister, which I'll probably finish tomorrow. So those are the books that I'm reading this weekend. Tomorrow I'm doing my spookathon, what do you call it? TBR. Walking like a hurricane. Alex got gummy bears on the way to his mom's house. He was like, I had to. I couldn't help it. Wanted to look up this book that I read. I'm not actually sure that I did read it. But anyway. Doesn't matter. What are you guys doing this weekend? Are you guys doing anything fun? I was gonna go to the Oktoberfest and go visit my friends, but I called them and they never called me back, so I guess I'm not going down there. Alex is actually going to an Oktoberfest party tomorrow night. He's going with these two girls, but it's like a big like beer fest, like lots of drinking and stuff like that, and I wouldn't want to go to that, so. And I don't really know anybody that's going. I wouldn't have a good time. So, I mean, they're going to do a live stream. And the thing is, I have to be in bed early on Saturday night to go to this sobriety commitment thing that I have Sunday morning. So I can't stay up super late tomorrow night either. But my neck is kind of hurting. I don't really know why. Walking like a hurricane. I'm looking at, did you guys ever get on Social Blade? You know what Social Blade is? Okay, so Social Blade, it's socialblade.com is a website, and you can go look up everybody's like what their rank is, which I don't think is very accurate. How many subscribers they've gained and lost. Like today, it shows that I have gained 120 subscribers today on my main channel. And then it shows you like how many views a day you get per like, you know, whatever. And like overall, like supposedly what your money is, but I'm looking at the money right now it says I make, and I know that that's not accurate. So we'll look at the vlog and we'll see if, are there any new people to my vlog today? Here, we'll look and see. Looking at my vlog. So my rank of my vlog, are you ready? This vlog that you're watching right now. 538,016th out of all of the YouTube channels in the world. And I make approximately $10 a video on here. For all of you guys that say, why do you put so many ads in videos? Well, that's not even a video, that's per day. It shows I make about $11 a day. Yesterday I gained 13 subscribers and today I gained 11. So hello to you 11 new people out there. Thank you for coming and watching me, you guys. There's a way to look on here. Hold on a second. Video views. There's a way to you can like see like, you can even look on here at your like live subscriber count, like, okay, from In the last like hour, I've gained like 1 subscriber. Oh, this is on my vlog channel. God, I wish I could figure out how to user videos. Okay, this is where you're going. So you can go into user videos and you can have them pull up like the 50 most viewed videos. My most viewed vlog video, are you ready, is, oh, a year of my life begins, December, January 1st. And I made an estimated $5 to $41 on that video. And then the second most highest viewed one is gay YouTube couple. Then do you make funny faces? That was January 4th. So if I go through here, this is top 50. Let's see summary page. It looks like I'm making, I know that's not what I want. It looks like I'm getting about 3,000 views a video in here. That's cool. I would never have imagined it was that many people. That is so funny. I was just sitting here, I just got notified about my so-called Healthy Life channel video, which I posted like 5 minutes ago while I was sitting here talking to you, and it just went on there. So, yeah, you can look up that. You can look at 50 highest rated. I don't know what that means, highest rated videos. My number 1 highest rated video, it's by percentage, I don't know what that means, is What's in My Cabinet, September 27th. That's interesting. House tour, hot guys in bed, me and my best Judy. I make video games. I don't really know what that means, highest rated. But apparently when I do more videos of like, what am I doing? What do I do every day? Like that kind of stuff. You guys are more interested in that. Is that true? Like, I would think that you guys are more interested when I sit and talk, but are you more interested when I show you guys things about my life? I mean, I could show you that, like my book collection, my album collection, my getting ready, all that kind of stuff. I didn't think about it. Anyway, yeah, let's see how my book channel is doing. Once you get on Social Blade and you start looking around, I was actually talking to my YouTube friend Tanner Kearns the other day, and he was like, okay, since you mentioned Social Blade, I'm like obsessed with it. It's like really hard not to become kind of obsessed with it once you start looking at it. I feel like my face is getting fat again, but I'm like the same way, so I don't understand. Oh my God, you guys, I am 400 away from 10,000 people on my Peter Likes Books. Everybody should go follow my BookTube channel, even if you don't want to watch my videos. It's called Peter Likes Books. It's linked below. I wonder what my like most user videos. Let's see my most viewed video, or I already know what it's going to be. It's going to be my rant video that I did. Oh, it's not. Too many young adult books on YouTube. BookTube got 15,000 views. Holy shit. Warning, my BookTube rant. See, number 2, 13,000 views. Welcome to my BookTube channel. What happened to BookTube? I just did that video not too long ago. No, April. Books I hated in 2016. Bookathon 2017 got a lot. Books I'll probably never read. Highest rated? I don't know what that means. I wish I knew what the highest rated video means. August book haul. My BookTube videos don't really get that many views, but I don't care. I love doing that. I know people probably think it's just total bullshit, but I just love making videos so much. It's so fun. This is a lot of what it is, though, is just sitting around waiting. So if you want to be a famous booktuber, famous YouTuber, famous vlogger, it's a lot of just sitting around. So exciting. So exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you, the Love Boat. When will this movie be done? Movie. Like I'm a movie star. Alright, you guys, I'll be back in a little while. I'll talk to you then. Okay, so I'm in the gas station. I've eaten my dinner. I did not go to Alex's mom's house. This dude is like, that works here, sitting out here smoking a cigarette, staring right at me. So I'm gonna go over here for a second. I did not go to Alex's mom's house because he wasn't staying out there too late. We're gonna go over there maybe on Sunday so I can see the nephews. And then I found out my brother-in-law, Juan Carlos Fufu, is coming home for Thanksgiving week. So I'm super excited about that. I can't wait to see him. Okay, so the other night, I wanted to talk about this. The other night, I said to you guys that if you asked me a bunch of questions, that I would do an entire vlog of questions, okay? So if you're watching this, how will I do that though? Well, Saturday I'm gonna do my day of questions. So, I don't know, maybe I'll tweet it out or put it on a vlog or whatever, we'll see. But I wanted to answer some of these already because some of these people, ask me all these questions. I love your vlogs, Peter, especially when you talk about your social anxiety. This is from Charlie Moore. Hey, Charlie! What is the best... Okay, I have social anxiety. It feels good when you... Aw, thank you. What is the best chapstick you've used on your lips so far? Okay, so, honest to God, my favorite chapstick, I really liked the baby lips that Teresa got me. But then somebody, and I cannot remember who, I think it might have been Ricky, sent me this Carmex Comfort Joy, and it's, this is the Sugar Plum. It is hands down my all-time favorite. I used to really like this Evol, and this is the Blueberry Acai. I really like the tube because I think it's classy. But, and it doesn't, the other thing about this is, it does, and this one as well, I don't know why, but they don't, because this is like fatter than a regular tube of chapstick, they don't melt in the sun. But my favorite chapstick to date, and I don't even know if they still make it, is that back in the day, Clinique made this kind of chapstick that came in this like silver tube, and I thought it was really sexy, and I always carried it. That was back when I was a little bit more bougie, and I carried a leather messenger bag every day. I was thinking about this in the gas station because they were playing like Joni Mitchell, and I was like thinking about like really who I was when I was like younger, because somebody was asking me tonight in my live stream, I did a live stream tonight, and they said, like, when you were like 20 or younger, what YouTubers would you have watched? And it's interesting because I wouldn't have watched the Tanas and the Elijahs and those people who I was at 20. I wouldn't have. I probably would have watched like Casey Neistat. I would have watched Trisha Paytas. I mean, I would have. Like, I had friends that were just like her when I was that age. I probably wouldn't have watched Shane Dawson. I would have watched things like that Ask a Mortician. I probably would have been very involved on BookTube because I loved to read back then, so I would have watched a lot of BookTubers. And maybe a little bit more like this guy named Memento Mori. His name is Adam, and I adore him. He's a really sweet guy. And we became friends through BookTube. And he does very, like, literary fiction, like, books that we should read, if that means that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in that, but like if there are books that you should read that are literary fiction, he does a lot of those books. Who else would I have watched? So it's interesting because I don't think that I would have had a lot of time for it. Like back in the day, like I was really into like music played in my apartment 24 hours a day. I had a lot of like plants, huge plants in my apartment. It was very colorful. I was very bohemian. I mean, I just always, every day, just wore like, you know, I mean, I just was very different. And, you know, very short, choppy hair. I listened to a lot of like Nico and Joni Mitchell and the Velvet Underground and Sonic Youth, The Smiths, The Cure. That was kind of over from high school. I mean, my friends kind of went the way of the Grateful Dead, and I did too for a while. But I really loved more of like the beatnik movement, the folk movement of like Arlo Guthrie, Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, Judy Collins, Peter, Paul and Mary, who else? You know, and then that went into like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, you know, Neil Young, and so like that was a lot of the music that I listened to when I was like 20, and took a lot of art classes, read a lot, and that was like really, I really believe in this like Renaissance area of being 20, and to some extent it sounds phony, but it wasn't, because I really bought into it, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Okay, my question is, do you ever get angry at your mom for leaving you? So this is kind of a weird story. I'm gonna save that one for a second, okay? And I'll talk about it while I'm driving. Name the album or music that had the most impact on your life. Judy Collins' album, Judith. My mom used to listen to, and I actually have it on my iTunes if you guys want to see a picture of it. I was just listening to Judy Collins the other day. Judy Collins is just one of my all-time favorite musicians of life. And my mom used to listen all the time. Can you see does it show a picture? I don't know if you can really see it, but there she is in the top. My mom had that album, and now I have it. And she listened to it all the time. She would drink. We had like this library that had French doors and Florida ceiling bookshelves, and I mean, it was a library, and she would sit in there and she would listen to the stereo to the Judith album, and it had like the Moon's a Harsh Mistress on there, and Who Knows Where the Time Goes. And oh no, that wasn't on that album. I can't remember what that one was. It was where she's feeding the birds in the ocean. But I think like it was very, like, I loved that music back in the day. Oh, I think also maybe the Rosemary and Thyme album by Simon and Garfunkel too, that has like Dangling Conversation. My friend Margaret and I listened to that all the time in high school. I really connected with Simon and Garfunkel in high school a lot. And then later, Paul Simon, I loved his Graceland album. It's to this day one of my favorite albums. The entire album, there's not a song I don't love on the Graceland album. And I very much feel like it's liberating music. So, those two. My mom used to listen to that album and drank. And then when I got older, like, I would do the same thing. I very much emulated a lot of my mom's drinking, and I remember when she got sober, I asked her if she still listened to Judy Collins, and she said no, it made her sad. So, let's see. What do you wish? This is all from Dawn. Oh, Dawn, I'm not going to be able to pronounce your last name. Steichschult. What do you wish you knew more about? Recently, I've been researching the history of North Korea. What do I wish I knew more about? I wish I read more autobiographies about people that, like, I truly love. Like, Willie Nelson, I have his autobiography, and I haven't read it. My dad said it was phenomenal. My mom's best friend, Susie, she loved it. You know, I just wish I read more autobiographies or more biographies about people. I love people. I'm very interested in people and the choices that they make, and how their lives kind of, where it ends up and things like that. So probably more biographies I would read. Who inspires you to be better? Okay, so this is gonna sound really crazy, but like, you know, 10 years ago, I think I would have said people like Oprah, Maya Angelou, Gandhi, you know, Sister Teresa, things like that. And what's interesting is, like, over time, I'm a very spiritual person, and I don't talk about it on here much, but I really believe in being the best version of yourself that you can be on a daily basis. So I think who I was today inspires me to be who I want to be tomorrow, if that makes sense. I had this conversation with Tanya the other day. I feel like around me lately that I have, like, all my life had this battle of trying to fit in all my life, and I've never fit in no matter what. And I'm always fighting the good boys with the good boys club, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, those guys or those gals that, like, they just always, like, they just rise to the top real quick, and I have to fight for everything I have. I was, like, actually thinking about that quote from The Color Purple by Alice Walker, you know, where it's in the movie with Miss Sophia. Oprah says, you know, like, all my life I fought. You know, I feel like that to some extent. I feel like when I was growing up, I had to fight to be included in school activities because kids didn't like me because I talked funny or I walked different or whatever, you know? And then when I was in college and I came out, it was like all my friends that were gay were older, and I didn't fit into that. I've been on the fringe my entire life. I'm tired of fighting to fit in, you know, and I get on YouTube and it's like, I'm old or I'm gay. What does this person want? Hold on. Yeah?
Jump scale?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Our wife broke down. We're on our way to St. Vincent Carmel.
Okay.
And there's that freeway ramp over there. 465 where you get off on the Keystone. I stopped over there by the Speedway.
Uh-huh.
Coming to Thornton. We're $5 short on cables. I ran out really, really fast.
Yeah. I have no cash, I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Change?
I don't have anything.
Very close.
I don't have anything, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
They might give you some though if you, like, let them borrow.
they won't give us.
They won't. Show them your car. He was driving a Mercedes. I actually think that I know that guy. I was like, I kind of think I know you, so he wasn't trying to scam me out of $5. Well, maybe he was. Maybe it was a good scam, you know? I don't have any jumper cables and I don't have any cash. Tell us something about your uncle. Okay, something about my uncle who passed away. He was my godfather. I didn't know him very well. My Aunt Kathy, my mom's sister, was my godmother. When do you feel truly alive? When I'm driving through the country with my music blasting. It's why I drive a lot at night. Okay, so the thing I want to talk about in here is who inspires you to be better? And my question is, do you ever get angry at your mom for leaving you? Okay, so those are the 2 questions. And then the rest of them, I'm going to do in a Q&A, like a whole thing on here tomorrow. So, I guess he didn't probably know that he was going to be in a vlog, did he? So, you know, like, it's really hard because I feel like I have fought all my life, you know, to be included, to be in something. And I was telling Tanya the other night, I said, I feel like I know so many people in my life. Like, I am not judging anybody when I say this, okay? Do your gig, baby, have at it, right? But I feel like I know so many people in my life that cheat on their spouses or, you know, like, keep secrets from their best friends and family, you know, or cheat people out of money, or I just feel like I know a lot of people that don't live a good life and don't make good decisions. And yet, like, when people say karma is a bitch, is it? Like, I've never really seen that been proven. Like, I have noticed a lot that those people seem to kind of rise to the top and be very successful. And it's hard, you know, because, like, if your goal is, I want to be the best person that I can possibly be, you know, like, I could make videos and I could just rake people to the coals, you know, like, let's just be, or through the coals, let's just be for real, right? I could make very nasty videos and people would flock to my channel. And I could make videos on a daily basis and just be ruthless and have Patreon accounts and, you know, say, send me money. I mean, I could do all that, right? Let's just be for real. And it's hard sometimes because it's like, all these people are telling you, you know, that you shouldn't have this opinion about it. Why do you care anyway? Blah, blah, blah. When you're trying to do the right thing, you're trying to set the right standard. This is just for YouTube, but this goes for everything in my life. And, you know, really your motivation, your inspiration is not because you get pats on the back or anything other than you want to be a better version of yourself tomorrow than you were today. That's my goal. And why is that? Well, maybe somebody will be inspired by that. Maybe somebody out there watching this video will say, you know what? Because I was not always like that. I mean, let's be for real. There were times in my life, not many, it was closer to when I was using. I mean, once I got sober, I kind of was like, okay, who do I want to be as a person in life, you know? And I do truly believe that I got most of that from my mom and my dad. You know, that they talked to me a lot growing up about being a person of character and doing the right thing and, you know, doing what's asked of you and being of service. Like, those were like primary lessons I was taught in life. So, you know, it's not like I challenged this my whole, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it's not like something that I had to like challenge my whole life, you know, and that I was this horrible person. I was not a good person. There were times in my life, especially when I was using, that I was stolen from you. I stole from my parents. I stole money from them, that I would have stolen drugs. I mean, I was a selfish person. And I try not to be that today, but man, I'm gonna tell you, like, sometimes it's a struggle. And, you know, like, for me, it's like, okay, but I'm the only one that has to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day and go to sleep with you know, a conscious of the choices that I've made. Have I made some fucked up choices in my life? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, do I own those choices? Absolutely. Do I learn from those choices? Absolutely. And do I try to be a better person as a result of that? Sure. And I want other people to do the same thing, and that would be my goal, is that maybe I inspire somebody to live the best life possible. I do think that the reward from being a better person, not cheating people out of situations, all that kind of stuff, is that you have peace of mind, you have serenity, you know, you have compassion in your heart, you know, but I have met a lot of people, and I don't know, I wouldn't say that they don't have consciences, but they don't seem to really care as long as they don't get caught. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't respect those people. Like, I really don't. And I'm not talking about YouTubers. This has nothing to do with YouTube. This is long before I ever got on YouTube. I'm talking about people in my life. I don't respect them. But I don't know. They travel a lot. They drive nice cars and they live in gorgeous houses. I guess if I wanted to screw a couple people over, like, you know, maybe that could be my life too. But is that shit really that important to me? Or is it more important for me? I mean, you know, I was thinking about this movie last night called Defending Your Life with Meryl Streep, and I can't remember what the guy's name is that's in it. He's real funny. Not Mel Brooks, but, oh God, his name is something like that. But anyway, and it's about they die and they meet in Judgment City. And they have to have, like, they pick like 3 or 5 of like their best moments on Earth to like defend their life, of whether or not they go to heaven or they go back to Earth and relive it. It's really a cute concept, but it's a good concept, you know, to think about. Like, what in those moments, like, of your life, how are you acting? Like, what 5 moments would speak of who you truly are in your life, you know? And do you act like that when nobody is looking? You want to ask me who I really fucking am? Ask me who I am when my husband's not home, my dogs aren't around, my best friend ain't on the phone, and nobody can see me. That's who I truly am. You know what I mean? Like, don't you think, like, if you want to know how I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, don't ask me, ask my husband. Ask Tanya. How's Peter today? Well, he's being an asshole, you know? I mean, like, and so it's how we interact with other people. It's how we treat people when nobody's looking. I think that's really what inspires me. Is who am I when nobody's looking? You know what I mean? So, okay. And then, have I ever been angry at my mom for leaving at me? Well, no, because I mean, I understand the question in, you know, the philosophical, but like, my mother did not choose to leave, if that makes sense. Like, she was very, very sick. So, I mean, if she could choose between being very, very sick and passing away and being totally healthy and living another 20 years, she would have chosen to live another 20 years. So, in the conscience, or conscious, you know, not the philosophical. Like, I mean, I understand the philosophical of, like, people being like, I'm so mad at my mom, she died, you know, I miss her, like, she left me. But, like, given the option, my mother would have stayed. And I think that's the question we have to ask ourselves in that question, you know? Like, we can't get angry like a 4-year-old child. As adults, although that's part of the grieving process, we have to live in reality at some point, you know? And so I think, like, no, I don't get upset with her about that. Do I get upset with God or my higher power? Well, let me tell you, it's an interesting story. So, my dad and I are very, very distant, but not... Like, we don't have a bad relationship. I really, to be honest with you, I don't even know how to describe it. You know, like, I'm an only child. It's my dad and my stepmom. I rarely see them. They're very private people, even though I lived literally 10 minutes from them, okay? And, you know, like, my dad texted me today and sent me a really nice text message about coming to Fort Wayne. He was like, oh my God, thank you so much. You were the hit of the Monn family. And, you know, all your aunts were so happy to see you. I mean, my dad loves me. I know my dad loves me. I know my dad is proud of me. But at the same time, I feel like my dad, since as young as he can remember, you have to understand, my dad is the youngest of 5 kids. He comes from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Waynedale. He had no money. You know, he had an outhouse till he was 21. And I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just stating some facts. And he's a very good, hardworking man. And, you know, my mom, who really did not like him after he left, she thought he was a son of a bitch. I heard her say it more than one occasion. Just never around me. My parents never spoke poorly about each other, even though I know they didn't like each other, around me. Ever. Like, ever. Like, if I heard my mom say that and walked into a room, the conversation changed. I mean, I am so amazed at 2 people that disliked each other so much, never talked poorly about each other in my presence. They would never, and in fact, if I ever said anything to my mom about my dad and be like, I can't blah, 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 whatever, my mom would say, you don't talk about your dad that way. Your dad is hardworking. Your dad is a man of character. You don't ever talk about him that way. If I ever put down my mom, my dad would say to me, you don't ever talk about a woman that way, number one, and you don't ever talk about your mother, the woman that brought you into this world and takes care of you on a daily basis. So, I had some co-parenting from a distance that was, like, unbelievable, if that makes sense. And then I think like my dad, because my mom was in her own drinking from like my age. I mean, she was an alcoholic from the get-go, so let's just be for real about that. I mean, my earliest memories are some of like my mom's harshest drinking. And I used to call her the pretty drinker because it always took place in our house with music and flowers and dinners, but that, you take that all away, and she was a hardcore alcoholic that was passing out, blacking out, and didn't remember how she put her kid to bed. Does that make sense? There's no forgiving that. I mean, although I did, because we had, anyway, that's another story. But anyway, so my dad, you know, like would call me. I don't remember a day that my dad did not call me from age 8 until I graduated from high school every morning to make sure that I was up for bed, for school, to go to school. Every morning, my dad called me. And he'd say, "Are you up, Pete? Hey, Pete." And I'd say, "Yeah, Dad, I'm up." And he'd go, "Okay, just want to make sure you got to school, okay?" And came to every school event. You know, my dad he was chief of staff of a hospital. He was vice president of a surgery center for a long time and medical director of a hospital. My dad was at every concert I ever had. He was at, you know, every school function I ever had. Every Dad's Day, he was there for everything. Every parent conference, he was there for everything. And, you know, then I started getting into trouble around 15, 16, and it was my dad that had to rescue me out of shit. It was my dad that had to pay for the attorneys and pay for the new cars, and, you know, it was my dad. I mean, he didn't have to, but he did because he was my chief enabler. It was my dad that had to, you know, like, come rescue me out of jail and detention centers, and, you know, talk to my mom on the phone when she's like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" You know, it was my dad that had to deal with all that stuff, not to mention he had to deal with my stepmom, who's probably giving him a bunch of shit at the same time. You know, so by the time I was 22 and a half and I ended up in treatment, and my dad looked at me and he goes, "You're gonna make me pick between you and your stepmother, and you're not gonna like the choice I make, because I've been dealing with this shit for a long time." He was very angry. He was like, "I go to sleep and I'm terrified that I'm gonna wake up and get a call in the middle of the night that you're dead, because I'm done with this. So you either get treatment or I'm done with you. I don't care what you do. I'll pay for this one last treatment." That was it. I had gone through 5 treatments. These were like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 treatments. I did not care. I was so arrogant and entitled. I was like, whatever. So anyway, after that, you know, I got sober and was very proud of me. My dad was very, very proud of me. And then when I started working in the treatment facility that I worked at, it's right next door to my dad's hospital. The doctor that was the medical director at the treatment center that I worked at, that's helped me get sober, he's very good friends with my dad. So, like, you know, the guy would say to him, "Oh, Peter's doing amazing work." And my dad would say, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, and I'm really proud of you for turning this shit around." But kind of when everything got fixed, I think my dad really didn't know what to do with me anymore, if that makes sense. And so time went on, and I still saw them. I saw them a lot back then. We used to travel a lot together. I used to go on vacations with my dad and my stepmom and like my boyfriend at the time. We went to like Grand Cayman and Cancun and all through the Caribbean and Europe and all places. I mean, my dad and my stepmom used to travel like crazy, and they don't anymore because they've had a lot of medical issues. Well, my stepmom she had a really bad knee problem, so they can't travel like they used to. So anyway, but we used to travel like 5 or 6 times a year. I mean, these extravagant trips up till the time that I was probably 27 or 28. And then I was in the master's program, everything. No, I guess it was even later than that, because it would have been up till when I graduated with my master's program, because then it kind of changed. My dad, I think at that point was like, you know, you're 29, you're 30, you're an adult, like, we're not going to do a bunch of family trips anymore, you know, like, and I think at that point what happened was, he was like, "I took care of Pete for so long, you know, Peter's doing well, I'm very proud of him, I don't need to take care of him anymore." Because, like, he has said to me on a couple occasions when I confront him about it, he'll say, you know, he calls me Bud, buddy. He'll say, "You know, Bud, I've done my job. I raised you. I'm proud of you. But, like, I don't feel like I need to be there every 5 minutes." You know what I mean? And I do still call my dad when anything happens. I don't know how to do tax-wise or anything. He's my go-to guy, and makes me feel like I'm still 15 years old. But the year before my mom passed away, my sponsor said to me, "You know, you're doing everything you need to do in recovery. You know, what is one specific area of your life that you would like to work on?" And I said, "I'd like to work on my relationship with my dad." And he said, "Do you have a shitty relationship with your dad?" And I said, and I think if people jump to the conclusion that I'm gay, my dad, okay, listen, My dad could give a rat's ass that I'm gay. He said he knew I was gay from like 2 years old. He thinks it's genetic, like my eyes are blue. He has no issue with it. He loves my husband. He walked me down the aisle at my wedding. My dad is so supportive. He kisses my husband on the cheek when he sees him. My dad is like, has no issues with that whatsoever. But people always jump to that. I said, no, I just don't see him. Like, I'm not in his life. He's so busy. If I talk to my dad, he'll be like, well, either talk to Debbie, that's my stepmom, or schedule something with my secretary. Because that's how busy he is. And he really is. I mean, my dad is 78 and he works like 60 hours a week. So I said that to I was telling my sponsor that. My sponsor's like, well, how would you like your relationship with your dad to be? And I said, well, I like him to call me up every week, every other week, or me call him and let's go out to lunch or something, you know? And he goes, well, what does he say when you tell him that? And I said, well, I haven't told him that. Well, why not? Well, he'll just make all these excuses. How's your dad supposed to know what you want from him if you haven't told him? I was like, oh, I hadn't really thought of that. And then he said, what's your dad's relationship like with his dad? And I said, well, he died he died when I was like 8 years old. My dad's dad died the year that my parents got separated. Interesting, right? Well, that's another conversation. That's not my story, that's my dad's. So my sponsor said, well, what was his relationship like? And I said, well, my dad, didn't know his dad until he was like 4 because he was in World War II. And then there was an age difference, was so big. So he didn't really know him. And my dad has said to me at times, I don't want to not know you like my dad didn't know me. That's why my dad and I do have we have a deep relationship. We just don't see each other. And he said, so your dad has no roadmap for what that relationship that you want looks like. And I was like, holy shit, what? What do we need to do to make that relationship better? So over the next year before my mom passed away, remember, I didn't know my mom was going to get sick. I worked exclusively on my relationship with my dad, okay? On building that relationship and making it better. And really over time what I learned was I just needed to really lower my expectation because I was probably never going to get the relationship of my dreams. I just wasn't, He's older. He's ready to retire. He just doesn't want to hang out 3 times a week. That's just not what he wants, He wants to sit there and read about, I don't know, white elephants in Africa or something. My dad's very intellectual. And so I did everything I could. My dad and I, we kind of repaired our relationship. We started seeing each other every once in a while, but then it kind of faded off. It kind of goes in and out. It's weird. It's like at certain times I'll see him like 5 times a month, and then other times I won't see him for 6 months. Honestly, it's strange, And so, then my mom passes away. And I'm like, God, are you serious? Like, now my mom, I talk to every fucking day. She's like my best friend, except for that she's a mom. She never acted like my best friend. She always acted like a mom. I'm like, my mom and I have this amazing relationship, and I don't want to lose either parent, but my God, if you're going to take a parent, you take, well, first of all, my dad financially does very well. My mother is in debt, of which I accrued. I see my mom every day and talk to her, whatever. But, I've realized a couple things. My mom would never have been a very good old person. I mean, it would have been like shit to take care of her, honest to God. Okay, this is going to stop, so I need to stop this really quick, and then I'll come right back. Okay, so my mom would have been a horrible old person. Like, I mean, she just would have bitched and complained about everything. As much as I like to talk about how wise my mom is, I mean, if she had ended up in some home, she would have been like, it would have been horrible. They just serve us macaroni and cheese and pizza every day. Like, who would want to eat macaroni and pizza every day? And I said I'd offer to cook something in the kitchen if they would let me come in there and cook, but they said no, that we don't need the residents, don't have any business. It would just be that, They won't even take me to my church, and I love my church, and I worked at the kids cafe for 30 years, and now I can't go to the kids cafe anymore, and, I just know all those people in the church are talking about me, whatever happened to her, where'd she go? She must not be that invested in, her church. I just know that's how she'd be. My dad is not like that. When my dad and I get together, we have a bomb-ass time. So, I think things happen the way they are supposed to. The other thing is that my mom had not really prepared for her retirement very well. I know that she got a huge settlement when my parents were divorced, and she bought the condo that I live in now. She bought it outright, so she owned it. But other than that, she moved in there. She moved in there the month that I got sober. I was in treatment. She moved into the condo. So 94 to she died in 2008, or I never can remember if it's 8 or 9. I think it's 2008. She died in 2008. So what is that? 24 years. no wait, 90 to 04, wait, 94 to 04. So 14 years she lived in that house, that condo, and like, I don't know what happened to her money, but my parents got divorced when I was 8, so she didn't really work a whole lot. Very rarely did she work. So, she would work like a month here and then quit. Now, that's a whole other story. But, so like, I think she went through her money. I just think she did. I mean, she never lived real extravagantly. But I just think that she, I don't think she got $10 million or something, let's be for real. So I think she kind of went through her money. And she didn't have tons of debt, but she had like a credit card that was like, I think she had 2 credit cards that were $5,000. And I got that debt when she passed away. Because we had a shitty attorney that was a family friend and talked to my aunt the night that I never can believe this. He was at my aunt's funeral and I looked at him and I thought he was like trying to say hi to me and I just walked by. I thought, no, I'm not talking to you. My aunt was like, oh, we've got to talk to so-and-so, and he's been a family friend of ours for 20 years and all this kind of stuff, and he's such a great attorney. I was like, okay. So my aunt talked to him, are you ready for this? On the phone, the night that my mom passed away in the hospital. He charged us for that call. She's been like had like showers for this man's kids' weddings and shit, and he charges my aunt for a phone call the night that my mom passes away. Then it was all this ridiculous bullshit. I found out later I should never have paid inheritance tax because I didn't even inherit that kind of money. I didn't inherit anything really. So he did the whole thing all wrong. He's totally ignorant. Then I had my dad call him, and my dad was gonna like get all forceful with him, and my dad's like, he's an ass, Peter, don't even deal with it anymore, just be done with them. So I just was done. That's what I mean. See, that came full circle. Me having to deal with people that are part of like the good boys club, like they just screw people over. They don't give a shit. Give a shit that they screwed over my aunt. My aunt never knew that. I never told her that. I should have told her, this dude like charged her what is going on here? $295 for a 45-minute phone call the night my mom passed away. Which at that point, my aunt had about 4 scotch and sodas. My God. I can't imagine what that phone conversation was like. So anyway. So no, I'm not mad at my mom for leaving. I'm not even mad at God. I think things happen the way they're supposed to, I mean, I really do believe that. Like, not every small thing. Like, I'm not a believer in, like, when people say, like, oh, everything has a meaning. No, I don't think that everything has a meaning, but I do think that there's, like, a thread that things are connected. I think we meet people for certain reasons. I think people are put in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I do believe that. It's been proven to me. I believe that certain things are lessons to us and shouldn't be ignored. And you know what? If I get to the end of my life and I find that none of that is true and it's all just bullshit and it's just total blackness forever, of which I won't know. But who cares? Like, I've made my life richer by applying meaning to it. What's wrong with that? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I will tell you something weird though. Every once in a while I come into my condo and it's like it smells just like my mom. And today I came in there and it was like she was literally standing in front of me. My mom used to wear Michael Kors for women. I bought it for her 1 year and she started wearing it. That's what my mom smelled like. It's very distinct. And I walked in my house today and I was like, oh my God, I can smell. It's like, and people say, like when people come visit you can smell them. So I don't know, but it was weird. It was not, but it was comforting at the same time, So this has been a long vlog today. Are you guys happy? Oh my God, a long vlog. Tomorrow I'm gonna do all the questions. I'm so excited. So if there are more questions on that vlog comment section, I'll be reading through those. And then I'm gonna read through the Twitter, and then I'm gonna read through the Instagram. So the next video that you see will be a complete Q&A. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I know, I want you. Okay, good night, I love you.